Prince Harry tucks into a traditional iftar feast of porridge and dates with young Singapore Muslims to celebrate breaking of daily Ramadan fast. Prince Harry ate a simple dish of dates and porridge with the Muslim community breaking its Ramadan fast during his tour of Singapore on Sunday. Harry, who is on a 2-day trip to Singapore, was visiting a community center run by a Muslim faith-led voluntary welfare organization called Jamiyah Singapore, which provides a range of services from help for recovering addicts to residential homes for young people. Those gathered waited until 7:11 p.m., the moment the sun set, before the mufti completed the ceremony and the traditional iftar began, the evening meal eaten after the daily fast has ended. During Ramadan, Muslims embark on a month of fasting and prayer to commemorate the divine revelations received by Islam's prophet Mohammed. Ramadan is the 9th and holiest month in the Islamic calendar, marked by Muslims as a month of piety, charity, and thriftiness. The quiet room sprang to life with people talking, and Harry reached for a date and popped into his mouth and licked his fingers. A few minutes later he tucked into a small bowl of porridge, known as buber, as he sat at a table with other guests. Dr. Mohammed Abu Bakr, president of Jamiyah Singapore, said, "Ramadan is a time of reflection, for spending time with family and friends, while giving support to those who are less fortunate. We are honored that Prince Harry was able to join us for this iftar and to meet with the young people that are part of the Jamiyah Singapore community." Minutes before the sun went down and the call to prayer was made by an Islamic scholar, Mohammed Rafiuddin Ismail, Secretary General of Jamiyah, said, "Our thoughts go out to the families of the victims of the London terror attack last night." Harry bowed his head as he began speaking, and the Secretary General added, "Let peace and harmony prevail in communities all over the world." Earlier Harry was welcomed to the center by a group of Malay drummers, in local dress, who beat out a rhythm on a traditional instrument called a kompang. Girls threw flower petals on the ground for the prince to walk on as he made his way to an open-air demonstration of a martial art from the region known as silat. Harry, who is visiting Singapore to stage his fundraising Centabale Polo Cup on Monday, watched as the youngsters demonstrated kicks, hand thrusts and throws. Prince Harry has also highlighted the growing problem of HIV in Singapore by meeting a man moments after he was tested for the disease. Harry's first engagement in the city-state saw him visit a mobile testing center at the imposing residence of Britain's High Commissioner Scott Whiteman. When he arrived, a Union flag flying from a pole at the front of the property was at half-mast in respect to the victims of the terrorist attack in London. Harry is on a 5-day visit to Singapore and Sydney to promote causes close to his heart, supporting wounded military and veterans and children in Africa living with HIV and AIDS. Harry, who flew to the Commonwealth nation on Saturday on a commercial service, chatted to a Zip motor, who was tested by a local NGO Action for AIDS, which educates communities and provides services. After the simple finger prick test, the 21-year-old, who is a volunteer with Action for AIDS, was told his result was negative. Harry quizzed Mr. Motor and Murni Sabati, a senior coordinator for mobile service, about the issues around HIV in Singapore. HIV is rising among Singapore's gay community, and there is also an associated stigma about getting tested. Harry told them, "You're not behind her in front of the rest of the world, everywhere you go places are struggling." The prince has been campaigning in the UK to encourage people of all backgrounds to be tested for the disease, and publicly took an HIV test with pop superstar Rihanna on World AIDS Day last December. He ended on a positive note saying, "What you guys are doing is really important. It's far better to know your status than not." The prince will on Monday take part in a charity polo match benefiting Centabale, his charity that supports children and young people affected by HIV in Lesotho and Botswana. He then travels on to Sydney to promote the 2018 edition of the Invictus Games. The Games, the brainchild of the former soldier prince, feature injured and sick service personnel from all around the world. Prince Harry is becoming increasingly independent and taking on more and more royal responsibilities. The royal held his first Buckingham Palace garden party last week while his grandmother, the Queen, was away, and passed his royal rite of passage with flying colors. The 32-year-old prince invited 2,500 members of the Not Forgotten Association to enjoy tea and cakes on the lawn of the royal residence and set about, it seemed, trying to shake the hands of each and every one. The Not Forgotten Association is a unique national tri-service charity which provides entertainment and recreation for the benefit of both serving and former wounded, injured, sick or disabled for ex-servicemen and women. After standing to attention for the playing of the national anthem, Harry plowed into the crowd. Among those he first met was Martin Wilson, 44, formerly of Tupara, who recently completed the grueling Marathon des Sables, widely considered to be the toughest race on earth, just 6 years after he was shot in the head in Afghanistan and had to learn to walk, talk and speak again.